Our reporter and producer Khotso Sello has been in eDumbe municipality in the Bilanyoni area from yesterday. He joins us now as he's been following Simiso Buthelezi's funeral. A very good evening, Khotso. So Ganda Ganda was his nickname. It says a lot about a boxer who unfortunately came into the public conscience by the manner in which he passed. It was only his 5th professional fight against Sibisihle Mtungwa in the WBF All-African Lightweight title fight at Greyville a week ago. What more have you been able to learn about Simiso as a person?
Well, I got to unearth where the name Ganda Ganda came from, and it came from, you know, the TLB or the excavator, if you like, the yellow machine that you see always, you know, digging up the roads and all of that. And they said he was that type of fighter who never gave up, and he would just continue digging until he gets to the other side. So that's where the nickname Ganda Ganda, he would bulldoze anything that's in front of him. And more than anything, I think we got to learn a little bit more about his personality. And we found out that he was a very down-to-earth and very calm guy, but very much into his books. I mean, he was studying a BSc in zoology and botany, and he recently graduated early on in the week as well. So leading up to that fight, he was just a graduate, and he wanted to bring that vacant WBF or All Africa belt back home, including his degree. He double majored in zoology and botany back home. And another thing that as we were talking to some of the guys that trained with him, they were telling us how much of a fitness freak he was. Every morning you'd find him on the road doing about 20 Ks. And if you've been in this area, you'd understand how hilly it is, and there's a lot of wildlife and a lot of greenery out there. So he was a man of nature, hence the type of courses that he chose to go study, and he never touched a drink, and they were talking about how he never set a foot in a liquor store or a tavern or any sorts of those things. So he was a very, very dedicated young man, and a lot of people say everything he wished for came to fruition, and everything that he did happened so rapidly. Even his death was sudden.
Those two attributes that you mentioned, his fitness as well as his ability to just keep on going forward and keep on being the aggressor, those are two things that we did see during his last fight. It's never easy to see the family at any funeral, pain etched on their faces. Did you manage to speak to the family? They certainly looked distraught from what we could see from the funeral. Khotso?
I definitely did. I was able to get close to his aunt, the younger sister to his mom. I mean, the mom wasn't able to speak to anyone. I got to speak to some of his uncles and some of his uncles and cousins as well. And, everybody's just distraught, and it doesn't make sense. They feel like this entire thing, the way it happened, his death, on the brink of him becoming a world champion, 10 seconds out from being crowned an African champion, and WBF belt coming back home to Bilanyoni, where it's got a rich history of boxers. It wasn't to be, and they just feel like all of this doesn't make sense, and it's very difficult to kind of pinpoint. I think more than anything, it's very painful, and I think when we lose the shining light at home, we all try and look for excuses or reasons that may be, and I guess the family is entitled to search for those answers. We know that Boxing South Africa has put out their medical experts, and we are still waiting for some of those post-mortem results to give us exactly what happened to Simiso Buthelezi in that ring.